Good morning, Americans. This is your private alien and Bubba here in the morning of Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. Well, I wanted to do an editorial today on CBS News. Last night at 10 o'clock, CBS News aired a special with Carole King on the George Floyd situation and what they think the problem is. Boy, the only thing I can say is shame on you, CBS and Carole King. And if Edward R. Murrow and Walter Cronkite were still alive, they must be rolling in their graves saying, "What the blank?" Because there was nothing journalistic about that. Carole King had her African American agenda, and CBS had some sort of agenda. I don't understand what, but it wasn't there. The problem with George Floyd's protest. You notice you didn't get that many for Ahmaud Arbery, did you? No. You just got a little lip service for him. But the problem with George Floyd is it was Minneapolis. It wasn't Atlanta. And it was white Minneapolis with that white guy sitting on his neck on video. Which, you couldn't see the white guys shooting at poor Mr. Arbery because he was being chased here in Georgia. Well, that said, the problem with Carole King is you have an African American agenda, and you shouldn't that. And by the way, black lives matter? Really? They don't matter any more or any less than any other life around. They don't matter any more than an Italian, a Chink, a white American, Latin, an Indian, a raghead, any of those. They're human. Do you bleed black? Really, Carole King? I bet you if I poke you a little bit, your blood will come out Red Sox instead of black. If you did, then we got to put you in Chicago for the Chicago Black Sox. But no, you bleed red, just like everybody else here, unless I don't know anything. Even you Dodger Blue guys, you don't bleed blue, you bleed red. And here's the problem, Carole King, that you should have discussed in your program last night. The problem with the United States started early. As soon as the Declaration of Independence came out, and Jefferson admitted that later on in his life, when he said, half a loaf is better than no loaf at all. And the problem was, we the people hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. They are not, and are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights. Really? Oh, you Mr. Who sit upstairs, did you endow us with certain inalienable rights? No, because you didn't endow the porcupines or the dolphins or the ants or the spiders or the sharks, lions, with any inalienable rights, did you? No. And so why? Really, Carole King, why? The United States have had all this problem. From 1789 till the Civil War ended in 1865, they had not too much coming in for the country except for that Irish situation in the 1840s with the potato. And what did you have here? Irish need not apply. Remember that, Irish? Especially in Boston and New York City. You're havens of Irish culture today. Really? And they treated you so bad in the 1840s, 50s, and 60s. And don't forget you Scots. And you Germans. You had German towns, and you still do have German towns. You had enclaves. Then, in the 1880s, you started getting Italians. So you got Little Italy. And what did you get? No Dagos need apply. Hello, Dago. Yoo-hoo, Dago. Yeah, right. Right? You see what I mean, Carole King? And you got the N-word. Well, they had the... And then don't forget the Polish. Up in Detroit, they had a town called Hamtramck. Pole Town! Yeah. All Polish. And I don't understand the Polish because They lost their country in 1795 as a partition between Prussia and Russia. And from 1795 to 1919, they ceased to exist. There was no Polish area there. The Poland that you know started in 1920. And the Poles came into the United States and they were so ridiculed, you got Polish jokes all over the place. And when I grew up in the 60s, the Polish people were some of the most unruly, prejudiced people I've ever seen in the United States. I don't know why, because they should have looked at their ancestors and say, hey, we were on the other side. Same with the Italians. And they formed, the gangs. You had the Irish gangs in the 1920s in Chicago under O'Banion. Yes, remember them? And the Cosa Nostra from Italy started in New York and spread all over the place. Al Capone, yoo-hoo, Al Capone. Yeah, remember him? So you see what I mean? This is part one of my video here, CBS and Carole King. On part two, I'll explain the other half. The half that you Americans created with the Japanese and the people that you brought here that became enclaves. And it's good for gangs like the Chinese, the Tongs and the Triads. What are they doing here? Or the Albanian gangs, the Russian gangs, the Latin gangs. And of course, you're African Americans. You got so many gangs, it's not even funny. You kill so many people in your enclaves, and nobody goes, yeah, about that. But I'll explain that in the second video. This is your favorite alien, and bye-bye. Good day.